It's raining outside. My name is Kaide and you're watching Road 35 to Infinity. This week I wanted to briefly just talk about then my previous week, which was all about being in a dance residency. First of all, like for people that don't know, what is a dance residency? Basically, what I've experienced is that an organization or a theater perhaps have the space to offer artists to come in and research an idea that they have. So you get access to a space where you can just allow your creativity to just blossom. You can just really go into exploring. That's been the experience so far. So if anybody out there has a better explanation of what a dance residency is, please share. And also that you have this time, it can be a week, it could be a month. They're meant to be no pressure. You don't have to have a finished product, so you don't have to have like a finished performance ready to go, but you do present what you've gone through, and you can do that in multiple ways. You can either have like a first draft of a performance. You can also have a conversation with whoever is then watching you, where you can talk through your idea and what your process was like, and have a dialogue with the audience, so to say. So the presentation of a residency can look very different, but most importantly is that you're given this a space where you can kind of relax from anything else that would maybe distract you from carrying out this research, and this is this space to kind of like dive into something that interests you. Not too long ago, I made a video about places where you can practice, and I mentioned 5 different places. A dance residency would be a 6th place. The reason why I didn't mention a dance residency in my previous video is because from what I've experienced, you have to apply for it and you need to already have an idea what you want to research about. The outcome can be very different from what you started with, but it is important in these cases that you have an idea and that it's well formulated to convince them to give you that opportunity. It can be hard to get, but it's definitely worth making the effort to apply, because if you do get it, it's an opportunity to allow yourself to try things. And it also gives you an opportunity, because since you have to apply, to make something that you're thinking about, to make that tangible, so that you can like almost grasp it. I just really want to encourage people, if they're interested and they feel like they want to, anybody that wants to create something and at the same time kind of get to know themselves a bit as a dancer and as a maker, 100% should apply for a dance residency. Last week of my Road 35 to Infinity, I had the opportunity to be in a dance residency. I applied to one of the open calls that were posted by Malmö Dance Week, where I was given a space to be in a dance residency to create a solo. And I've been wanting to create a solo performance for the last 2-3 years. I feel like it was on my to-do list, and now I have had the chance to get started with it, which was a bit scary, but it was a beautiful experience, and I really had such a nice week, because out of this week, not only did I get started with a solo performance, but I felt good about myself within my own practice. Lately I've been sharing on Instagram some longer videos of me practicing footwork foundations. These videos were from that residency, and it was just a moment where I could easily accept myself and watch things that I was trying out without judging it with like, oh, this is good or bad. It's just I could just see potential and felt really good about myself, which is it's not often I find myself being in this state. I can still feel it, this feeling of, you know, being proud of myself, of the steps I've taken and where I am at the moment within my own practice, and that I see potential of more. Kind of to just recap the 1 week that I had, and during this 1 week I had access to a studio that was available just to me, basically 24/7. So every day during this week I would start off with my Leviathan flow practice, and that also included my footwork foundation practice. And then after this was done, I would go into a space of exploration, reading a book that I borrowed, and also looking at footage from my practice. And that book, I actually have it. Oh. The book I read is called A Choreographer's Handbook, and I felt that this was a good book to get my hands on for this residency. As the days passed, I read a little bit. I mean, as you can see, this is as far as I've made it through the book. Just what I came across in the beginning of this gave me so much inspiration that I allowed myself to just try stuff without judging anything. And there was a paragraph in this book that really, something that I read and I just had to laugh when I read it, was the following: habits are the things you do which have been repeated so often that their action is rendered unconscious, and the meanings and feelings attached to them become less visible to you. One way to approach your habits might be to try consciously to break them or push them away. Another approach, however, might be to try to render them visible again, enough that the meanings and feelings are rediscovered and what has been taken for granted is cherished. And then the last sentence: try making a piece using only your habits. This sentence was the one that made me get into a state of flow within my residency, because habits, for people that know, that's basically the foundation for my Leviathan flow practice. It's based on certain habits I'd set for myself to do daily. When I had that sentence in front of me, then it was, I was like, okay, let me try that. So out of my idea that I had as a starting point, this was a way to go into this. So that was my week, and at the end of my residency I had a little presentation. So there was an invitation sent out, and a few people came through. After they had seen what I had, I asked them to just share some thoughts, and there were some nice things said, and it was beautiful to hear what their experience was. What I want to do now is just really encourage you to keep an eye out for any open calls that might come your way for dance residencies. Maybe you have an idea that fits that residency. I think it can be scary to apply because it comes down to write down your idea. And from my own experience, it's been so many times that me either by myself or with friends, like we have this urge to just go into a studio and try some stuff. So it might be just ideas that are not yet formed into a specific theme, and that we would want to be given this space in order to make this idea become something clearer that we later could write down on a piece of paper. But unfortunately, applying for a residency works the other way around. So you need to have an idea, make it, somewhat clear on a piece of paper, and then apply and to have it clear enough to give the people that are offering these spaces to kind of have an idea for themselves what it is that you want to do, so that they can give you this space. And this whole application, yeah, it can be scary, but it's a very good thing to do, because the more you also write things, you try to make things clear, you write it down and you apply. Maybe that first time doesn't work, you try again. Maybe you can ask for feedback, and then little by little it becomes just clearer. And then at some point the idea is so vivid that whether you get a residency or not, you know exactly what it is that you want to make. What's next for me in terms of also the solo performance? I had the pleasure to be given through another application, through another open call, a dance residency that is a bit longer. Now I'm gonna be able to further develop this idea that I started. The aim is that at the end of May, I will have a solo performance. It's something that I'm gonna be able to check off my list of things I wanna do during my career, which is to make a performance that is just my own. I really hope that this video was helpful, especially for you that didn't know what a dance residency was. And if you still don't know what it is, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try to further explain what it is. I'm not super experienced with dance residencies. I really feel like I'm in the start of it. For people that have had a dance residency, maybe you can share where somebody can find more information about dance residencies, or where people can find open calls. Maybe, yeah, that would be amazing if people can just share in the comments like some links where you can find information about open calls for dance residencies. And anything that is shared, I will later put in the description of this video so that people easily can go in and click and yeah, try it out. That's it for this week, and again, thank you very much for tuning in. And I really just want to take a moment to say how much I appreciate everyone that tunes in every now and then. You don't know how much I appreciate that. And also for every person that takes their time to leave a comment, thank you so much. For every person that shares my video so that others can see, thank you. Just the fact that people have come up and told me that they watched my videos in person, yeah, for me it's surreal. It's so crazy. It makes me happy because it then really feels that I'm talking to somebody and that you are with me on this journey. Every time then when I go back into my practice, I feel that I'm not alone in it. So thank you. For every person that's come up to me and said something, thank you so much. It means a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that. Thank you, and I'm actually gonna leave you with a video of my last freestyle round that I did right before I had to leave the keys to the studio. And yeah, just enjoy it. I really hope to hear from you. How's your practice going? Both any achievements or struggles, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, go out there and enjoy your practice. And I'll see you in the next one.